Hello to all dear friends and companions. Welcome to Narrator of the Ancient Land, a place where we will delve into the timeless stories and legends of ancient Iran. In this special project, we intend to read the invaluable book, The Eternal Land for you, step by step. This book is not just a literary work, but a treasure trove of history, myths, and ancient Iranian tales, holding within itself secrets of our nation's cultures and identity. Alongside that, I also want to share the beautiful images I create from these stories and events with you. This means that, in addition to listening to the ancient tales, you will also be able to see the world of these stories with your own eyes. But that's not all. Through this experience, I also want to help you improve your English listening skills. By following the stories, immersing yourself in the language, and hearing the words in context, this channel can also be a fun and engaging way to strengthen your English, especially for those who enjoy history and storytelling. My goal is for us to embark on this journey together, to learn from these tales and to enjoy the beauty of this ancient world. So, if you're ready to step into a new journey through the ancient land in each episode, join the narrator. Ruth had no mother to tell her how to give birth, so Iranian, her mother-in-law, taught her. One day or one night you will feel a sharp pain. This pain will last for a while and then subside, but soon after, the pain will return and after a few moments it will disappear. Generally, you will feel this pain 3 times, and on the 3rd time, you will feel a pressure, and at that point, the child will come out of your womb. The sign that the child is about to be born is that you will hear its cry. Once you hear its cry, take the child with both hands and lick it well. Then place the child in a cowhide and let him sleep. The next day, when it wakes up, put your breast in its mouth, and the baby will drink the milk from your breast and then sleep again, Iranian said. Ruth suffered a great deal from the pain of childbirth, and from the moment she first felt the pain until the child was born, it took less than an hour, by today's standards. Ruth took her child in both hands and licked every part of its body. Then the child opened its eyes, and Ruth was delighted by the sight of the child's blue eyes. "Your eyes are just like your father's," Ruth said. She then placed the child in the cowhide to rest and returned to her usual tasks. In the lives of Ruth and the brave women of Iran, there was no concept of resting before or after childbirth, and they never suffered from postpartum diseases because there was no midwife to expose them to such illnesses. And after giving birth, they would immediately return to their regular activities. During the time Ruth was pregnant, Iranian took advantage of the good season and decided to take a trip to the southern part of the country. A ship was prepared for Iranian, and the woman, still holding her wooden staff, boarded the ship. The deer were tied to the ship and Iranian set out from Silk toward the south. It should be noted that at this time the Iranians were unable to cross the middle of the lake, as they did not have sails to navigate using the wind, nor could they find their way at night or during cloudy weather. So, they always traveled along the shore, confident they would never get lost. Whenever the lake became stormy, they would disembark and wait for the storm to subside. After 15 days of sailing, she reached a region where she realized she had reached the southernmost point of her country. This was the land of the dragons. If they passed through this region, they would enter the uninhabited coasts. Iranian had never been to the uninhabited coasts, But during this journey, an event occurred that led her to visit these shores. When she reached the southernmost point of her country, the locals told her that they had seen strange new people on the uninhabited coasts. These people had black hair and black eyes, and whenever the locals approached them, they would run away. Despite the locals' attempts to tell them not to flee, the strangers did not listen. Upon hearing this, Iranban decided to visit the uninhabited coasts and see these new people for herself. As Iranban's ship continued along the shore, she hoped to soon reach these black-haired, black-eyed people and ask them where they came from. However, as soon as the pack animals approached the black-haired men and women, they fled and disappeared from sight, revealing that they were afraid of Iranban and her companions. Iranban and her people referred to them as Divs, meaning those with black hair. After returning from the uninhabited region, continuing along the shore, Iranban came to a place where some Iranians were living by the lake. From the locals, she learned that the Divs were strange beings who ate all kinds of animals, even dragons. It was said that one day they might attack the Iranians like wild beasts, such as lions and elephants. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Now, let's continue the story. While Iranban was traveling south, her son Zab, who had married Ruth, went with two of his peers to the northern mountains. Upon their return, they brought back two beautiful creatures that were not found near the lake. These creatures had beautiful eyes, small ears, long, slender legs, and ate grass. No one knew what these creatures were called, and even Zab and his companions were unaware of their name. Iranban decided to call them Aspa, meaning long legs. One of the horses became so close to Zab that whenever the young man went, the creature would follow him, and after several hours of separation, when the Aspa saw Zab, it would stomp its feet on the ground. One day, Ruth, holding her child in her arms, set out with her young husband to gather pomegranates, which always ripened in the forest just before the rainy season. The couple carried large baskets they had found with them. They filled the two baskets with pomegranates, and while they were busy picking the fruit, the horse that had become familiar with Zab approached the couple. On their way back, Ruth told her husband, "Put the baskets on the back of these creatures so we don't have to carry them ourselves." Zab replied that the baskets wouldn't stay on the horse's back and would fall off. Tie the two baskets together with some fibers and place them on the horse's back so they rest on either side of its body and stay like a wooden saddle, Ruth said. Zab followed his young wife's advice, tied the two pomegranate baskets together with plant fibers and placed them on the horse's back. The baskets hung from both sides of the animal's body. The tamed horse didn't bark or run away, but followed behind Zab as he walked. When the couple returned from the forest, Iranban was by the lake. When she saw the horse carrying two baskets full of pomegranates, she exclaimed in surprise. The other residents of Silk, who also saw the horse carrying the pomegranates, were equally amazed, as no one had realized before that you could load an animal's back in this way. Before that day, the people of Silk had only used deer for transporting goods, tying them to boats, but they couldn't load a deer with cargo, since the animal wouldn't carry any weight on its back. That day marked the first time the Iranian people who had tamed the dog were able to use a tamed horse for carrying loads. The people of Silk were so thrilled by the sight of the horse carrying loads that they decided to try loading other horses in the city. However, The other horses, unlike Zob's horse, were not tamed. When loads were placed on their backs, they would buck and kick and run away. Nevertheless, Zob's horse's patience and ability to carry loads taught the people of Silk that horses could be used for transportation. Some of the people traveled to the northern mountainous regions, brought back horses and mares, and released them in the pastures and forests around the lake. Before long, large herds of horses emerged around the lake. The story is still unfolding. Ancient Iran is full of mysterious and fascinating tales. Stay tuned for the next episode as we uncover another hidden chapter of history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and join the narrator for the next episode.